Surprisingly, I'm not dead and buried after all I've been through. My story told here on Left Turn Chronicles.
Welcome back, my peeps, to Left Turn Chronicles. I am Lee, your host, and today we continue our journey with Phoenix. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, please take a listen and get caught up. But before you
The,
get to the negotiations,
uh,
how did your parents find out, and how did they react? Because I'm seeing this story in my head now. I'm like, oh my God, you're so young, right?
mhm,
And
mhm.
all of this takes place, and then your parents get this call where your child did such and such. So what was it like for you when they came, or when you went back to them? Not sure which way. What happened?
All right, Lee, let me tell you. The My parents were notified by the school. Well, they were notified immediately as as the school did the investigation and found out that I was
Mm-hmm.
involved. They called them and they had to come down. So what they ended up doing was they had to actually stay in that town for a few days because they did not know what was going to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't want to go back to country and then things, they had to rush back again.
Mm-hmm.
So they were notified, and of course my father was hot, was blazing, he was ready to tear my ass up right there at school.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it was back then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You do wrong, you're getting your ass busted. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because this is no serious matter. My mom was very upset, but at the same time, is our one son,
Mm-hmm.
so she was trying to be protective. So
Mm-hmm.
although she was upset with me, and I could see it, she was trying. She had my best interest at heart. So she was like, you know, she was the one that was like, trying to make sure that I could trying to negotiate to stay in school and to see what is, she approached the family, what is it that they need, what kind of what
Mm-hmm.
what can we agree to, how can we just not let this go any further as
Mm-hmm.
far as you know criminal charges are sending to reform school, boys school, or anything like that, or any type of thing. So that was her main concern. Is trying to protect me.
Mm-hmm.
My father, he was just upset, just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because like to him, you did wrong. What the hell was I thinking?
Mm-hmm.
What could have, him want to know, was it somebody who influenced me? What is it? Because him don't raise me like this,
Mm-hmm.
embarrassment on the family, and you cost the
Mm-hmm.
family now, and you're messing up
Mm-hmm.
your whole life and the whole works.
Wow. That's a lot to put on an 11-year-old,
Yeah.
Words are so powerful, and to say to a child, I mean, the incident is serious, but to say to a child, like, you're going to embarrass the family, that is like a mantle that you put on the child at a very early age without even realizing it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 So yeah, man, it all came down, and I just, I tell you, that was when my first true experience of the pressures of life, what life is really about. I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
you,
It's
because
a reality call, wake up
yep,
call right there.
yep, at a young age,
Mm-hmm.
So so it's, well, what ended up happening, the first stage of it was the principal decided that okay, he wouldn't expel me, but he wouldn't expel me from the school, but he would expel me from the boarding house. So I could no longer board at the house because they now see me as possible danger to the other kids. Because if I would do this to somebody, that's how they are terminated. That's their reason for expelling me from the boarding house. They didn't know what I was capable of.
Wow.
So they can't have me sleeping around other students and all of that. So
Let me ask you something. The other two boys, what happened to them? Nothing happened to them?
nothing,
Oh, wow.
nothing, because they were this term that I'm going to use right now is that I learned later on down in life, but what they became the state's witness.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Them basically, well, one of them at least basically testify against me for them freedom. Yeah, that was what was going on there from a young age, because nothing happened to them. They didn't face not one drop,
That's amazing to me.
nothing.
Oh my
But
God.
everything came down on me because they identified me and they point me out and they were willing to testify to the officers. They're willing to give a statement to the officers and all of that, the investigating officers and all of that. I was the one.
Wow.
So they walk free. Yeah. So yeah, man. So I got suspended from school for I think about 2 weeks or whatever. So I got the suspension from school, and then I got the expulsion from the boarding house. And but then I still had a court case. I mean, still had a court case going on. So during we went there a couple times, and things put off, and then we go back there another time, and I remember I can't remember the exact amount, but I remember the judge awarding them for damages and said that I family have to pay that and all of that. So they ended up they walk out. But that day in court, the crazy thing about it, what happened to me in court that day kind of stayed with me for the rest of my life. And up to this day, I mean, let me tell you something. I believe in a higher being, a superior being. I believe people call that supreme being different names and different things, but I believe that there is a supreme being. I believe that there is a creator, and that is my belief. But I don't believe in the whole phobia and all of that kind of stuff. I really don't. But I'm gonna tell you something. That lady said something to me that day when I was that age, that young age, between 10 and 11. And it stick with me up to this day. And sometimes they say, this is why they say, when negative things can have negative thoughts can have serious implications on your life. Because if you continue to think it and believe it, it will become reality. And I don't believe it, but just what she said up to now, which has been 40 odd years ago, up to now, it's still in my head, fresh. Because I remember when we were there, and when we were about to come out of the courtroom, my mother was, apologizing and all of that to the family and all that. And I was standing right beside her. And, I remember my mother was like, yo, you make sure you tell them sorry and make sure, and I did this. And I remember the lady look at me and she said, that is the mother of the boy that got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
She look at me and she said, sorry. She said, you walking out of here with your two eyes and can see everything good for the rest of your life. And you leave my son blind with one eye. You turn him in a half a man. I remember she said, I turn him in a half a man.
Wow.
And she said, you will be cursed forever. I remember she looked straight in my eye and tell me that.
Wow.
And I say, as a young child, if somebody's saying that, you don't even really fully understand life yet, understand things.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy thing about it is that when she said that to me, and I don't know why it just sticking on my head all throughout my life. Anytime anything has happened to me, I don't know why that woman's words come right back in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, I don't believe in those things, But for some reason, just subconsciously, that woman words come back in my head.
Mm-hmm.
People who watching the trailer, who have watched the trailer for this podcast and this channel, this YouTube channel, will understand what the story is about from the trailer. So they realize that I've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And every incident that I've been through, every situation that I've been through, that woman words keep coming back in my head. Know what I mean? And it is tough to deal with.
Mm-hmm. It's like your own demon that you're trying to fight every day.
That one has never left me from over 40 odd years. Never. That demon just on me, just the name just tell me why. I tell you, right throughout the whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Can't shake him. Can't shake him, I tell him, man. It just keep coming back. It's like just a reminder, like that memory is just always there. And it just comes clear like it would happen yesterday.
Today. Wow.
Wow.
That's the thing about adults. Sometimes they have no idea how impactful their words are. As an adult and you have a child, the child is gonna look up to the adult, right? For guidance and for encouragement and inspiration.
Yep.
And this person that said it to you was a mother herself. So she was a mother figure.
Yep.
And for a mother or a woman who is also a mother to look at a child and say that to that child. For that child to absorb it and say, oh my gosh, this person who is so much older than me, that's what they think of me. That's what they might put on me.
Right.
That type of guilt is just,
right.
It's a lot for anybody to carry. It's a lot.
And I want to say that, if the person, I'm not call any names, but if you're I have no idea if you're still alive or not. I have not dug into anything. But if you are still alive and you're hearing this, or any of your family members who remember this experience and you're hearing this, up to this day, I want to let you know that I am truly sorry about what happened. I'm still apologizing about it because, and the reason why, and people might look for it and be like, shut up, pass and gone, or or you like you're soft, or no, it's not about that. Because when you hear my story, you realize that I am far from soft.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My thing is that that was not the intention.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So throughout my story, you'll hear things that I have done. I'm not proud of it, but you'll hear things that I've done. But I will back those things and live by them because that was the intention. of
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that I did.
Mm-hmm.
This was not the I had no plan on going in there. I did not get up and say, you know, so I'm gonna hurt that youth or I'm gonna damage him.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
was not the intention.
Mm-hmm.
It just went wrong. It went left. That's the first left turn in my life.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
whole situation just went left. Was not
Yeah.
supposed to, but it just went left. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I am truly sorry about it. So if you're still around, my brother, I am sorry. I apologize because I have to get these things off of my chest. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting with this first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't manage no more demons. Can't manage no more. May I get them off one by one.
Why one? Amen to that, man.
One. So if you're out there and you know the situation, if you're out there and you're listening to this, don't you can comment, you can try and get in touch with me. I have no problem
Mm-hmm.
because I will own up to my past. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because this is what this journey is all about.
Absolutely.
This is what it's
Absolutely.
all about. So yep. So just there, and of course, luckily for me, I my father had some good friends in that town, and they were like, yeah, man, he can stay with us,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't live far from the school,
Mm-hmm.
so I could walk to school and walk home,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so I stayed with them. That's who I end up living with. Good family, great family,
Mm-hmm. How
great,
long
great.
did you stay with them?
Until I graduated,
Wow. Okay.
So we're talking about 4 years. I didn't do six forms, so yeah. So this happened the first year of school, so I had another 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
5 years with 5 years spent in high school. Yeah, 5 years. So yeah, so 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Great people, though, man. Great family, great family. They had two sons and a daughter, and me and the two sons, like, we just became brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Especially one of them, like great family, great people, great. They
Mm-hmm.
took me in, and they were not judgmental. They did not, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they treat me like family. They really treat me good. That family was a great family.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, man,
Now,
love them.
what was it like for you? Because oof, stigma is a thing. Once it's laid on you, sometimes it's so hard to move away from it. Now, when that incident happened, did it take a while for your friends at school or the other boys at school to stop saying, "I don't want to look out, such and such I are," like, how was it for you at school? And then I want to also ask you, how did that affect your family life with your mother and your father?
Um, all right, school.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was rough. It was rough because all right, you had some students that kind of look at me that kind of way. They were like, I was in their eyes. I was evil. I was shunned from. I'm like, boy, how could I do that to the youth? And then you had another set now that kind of was. I don't know how to put it. It's not praising me,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard to describe. It's like, how nowadays you have some, what would I call it, done them, the gang
Mm-hmm.
leaders,
Mm-hmm.
and then people look up to them and kind of praise them, but them are the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It had that kind of feeling. It kind of like, like them that come around and be like, yo, boy, you're a real bad money, man, and you're this, and it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like they were praising me, like they were
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
giving me respect, giving me props. And if you really look on it, then you realize that that is the situation even nowadays, even with gangs and dons and all that in different areas. That is how they are treated and for doing wrong. And then I was kind of like being treated like that from an early age. So this culture has been around for a while, you know, in Jamaica, and it was wrong, and I didn't feel right about it because I know that was not my intention. That was not my intention, and I'm getting all of this attention, and this, you know, it's like I become a little celebrity in the school over this thing, and this is not my intention. It's not my intention at all. I felt bad about it. I was torn up about it. Well, my peeps, thanks for listening, and remember to tune in to the next engaging episode. And don't let the left turns in your life deter you from going right.